Hey guys, I'm here with Christopher Leblanc, and how was your weekend?
It was good. I went to Dortmund, Germany, and I got top 32 with Tearlament, Sprite, Ishizu. Pretty good weekend, first time in Europe, and I really enjoyed the event. Just want to give a couple shout outs before I start the video. Shout out to JNC, of course. Shout out to Dragon Inc. Shout out to Prodigy Games, and you should go on their website and use my code BRIM999, and you will get 10% off any cards, product. They have the lowest price for products, so you guys should go check out their website.
Awesome. You want to show us what you played?
Of course. So, like I said, playing tier. So, 3 Havness, 3 Sharon, 2 Merly. This is the first event we cut down to 2 Merly. We really just got this idea from Hani. You really only need 2. I'd never really missed the 3rd. There were some times where I was just putting Merly back because I didn't have one to send off sprint. So, 2 Rhino Heart. 3 Keldo, 3 Medora, 3 Kelbeck, and 3 Agito. Most people are only playing 1 Agito, and I understand the logic behind it, but I felt like we both did, honestly. Pat was the one that made the deck at first, but we were finalizing the list. It just made more sense because we knew we were going to play versus a lot less Ishizu tier, like going through like the early rounds, and it being a 12-round tournament, we kind of needed to guarantee it. And then we were playing match change as well, so anytime you'd have match change with Agito or Kelbeck, it was just insane, even if you were playing versus the mirror.
What was your strategy blind? Like, would you mill 10 or?
It depends, like, if I had, like, a full combo hand. I wasn't just milling to just mill, but, like, if I needed to mill, I would mill. So, like, I think just having the option is, like, just really good. But, I mean, most of the time, like, I was comboing, so I didn't really just mill blind. But a lot of people were, like, kind of showing, like, what they were playing based on how many cards were in their deck. And I was just assuming a lot of people weren't even on the Ishizu tier going through Swiss, so it worked out. 3 Angler, 2 Beaver. Still, this engine is still insane. You can't really get around it with the Ishizu cards, which makes them so good, especially now. There are times where I would discard it off mass change, like, which is not fair. I signed in Droplet, so it's another thing you can discard. Just overall, a really great engine. 1 blue and 1 jet. This like the smallest engine that you can play of like these cards, it still worked out perfect because a lot of the time I was darking, taking their blue, getting the jet, recycling it, recycling the smashers. I recycled smashers one time 3 times and used it 3 times in one game, which is insane. That should not be a thing, but 1 Ibli, Ibli's still crazy. You could probably get away with like not playing it anymore because like everyone's like going the Bestial route. They were just like tribute, but even so, like when they were tribute for the Bestial, like I'd still just give it back to them. But full combo is not as strong anymore because they could just tribute. 1 Druid Worm. A lot of people were playing Bestial, so you just take the Magma and then you search at the end phase. It came up a lot. For the spells, 3 Perlerino, 3 Tactics, 1 Terraforming, 1 Smashers, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Foolish. And then I think the MVP is definitely 3 Mass Change. This card blew everyone out whenever I played it. A lot of people were like, oh, like Kelbeck just outs it. Like I wasn't just making it by itself. A lot of the time I was putting it under an elf, so like it couldn't. There's very specific way you need to play the card before like you just throw out a Dark Law, because you could lose to a Bestial. There's a lot of things that like could get in the way. So like having Field Spell with Dark Law was almost like Field Spell with Dark Law and Elf was almost like impossible for them to out. So
yeah, I think Mass Change is like a really unique card. There's like very cool ways you can use it too. Even like offensively, like chaining it to a kit as well is like insane.
Yeah, there's so much utilities to the card, like it being able to activate your tier, being able to just like make sure you can activate a Kelbeck or a Agito. Like there's so much utility to the card as well. And then 1 Ciliac. We didn't play Crime. I didn't really miss it because we were playing Ibli, so we didn't really need to negate like the evenly matched or anything like that, anything like that big. And then our Dweller was just always going off anyway. I'll go over the side deck first before the extra deck. So 3 Magma, 1 Jerusalem. I kind of wish we played a Serenir like as like the 5th in the side, because there was times where like I would have Jerusalem and I would search off Magma and then not have an extra target. So I kind of regret not going for the 5th on that one. We got Scattershot and Red Resonator, and then the 9 spells that I think were like MVP this weekend were 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Droplet, and then 3 Heartbeat. I won most of my matches going second. That's why I 2-0'd a lot of people that were playing Sprite, because I would just win game 1 and then I would play Dark Ruler like game 2, and like it would negate their whole board like 4 negates, which is like way too much for them to deal with when you get that kind of swing. So I like that the most. Heartbeat being searchable, I would end. Like I played versus a couple Mystic Mind decks, searching Heartbeat, or like not having to search Solic was just like really good. Also, Heartbeat works really well with Angler. It works really well with the Ishizu cards. There's like so much utility to this card. And then Droplet was just insane versus Dweller. There was one match that I should have lost, but I had like 5 monsters in my hand. Top deck for my 6th card, it was Droplet. I negated the Dweller, I negated the Beatrice, and then I was able to just play and like win the game from there. So
awesome. I don't know if you mentioned it, but how many cards are in the main deck?
45 cards in the main deck.
Okay.
Cut it down from the last event in Pasadena. I bubbled that event while we were playing 50 cards. It's a lot, but I mean, it still does the same thing. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't really brick because there's just so many different engines, so many different ways for you to play the game. So yeah. I bricked literally 1 time all weekend this weekend. So, all right. So for the extra deck, for the XCs, we got Gigantic Sprite, Dweller, and then Baguska was probably like one of the MVPs this weekend. I beat the one Flunder player. I played Lucky Me because of Baguska, and it was just, it was a good like simplified card. I wish we played Zeus. Zeus would have been insane. That's probably like the one regret I have from the extra deck. But for the links, we played 1 Sprint, 1 Elf, 1 IP, 1 Dark, and 1 Beat Cop. Beat Cop combo still was really good. Probably could have gotten away with like not playing the Beat Cop, but I mean, then again, I every time that I Iblied, I did Beat Cop, so it's kind of hard to say if I needed it or not based on like if they were gonna like evenly me. They scooped the game a lot of the time when I did it though. So, and then the fusions, we got 7 fusions this time because we are playing Dark Law, and then the six basic fusions. We got the 3-tier fusions, and then we got Garura, Dracostapelia, and Mud Dragon. These are all standard, but Dark Law was phenomenal all weekend, so definitely would recommend it.
Nice. I know you mentioned the Zeus thing is something you might have changed. Was there anything else you might have changed about the list?
Maybe throwing in like a crime, like in the side deck. I think that would probably be something that'd be worth playing. But other than that, I think the deck was really solid. I think it was really good for like what kind of event I was going to as well. So
awesome. Where can we see you next?
Costa Rica in next week.
Awesome.